Right now, artificial intelligence is writing our emails, creating art, driving cars. But this isn't where AI began. It started with a machine that barely worked, and a question that scared even its creators. This is the story of the first AI projects ever built, and why they accidentally created the world we live in today. Alan Turing, 1950. Can machines think? Turing wasn't asking if machines could calculate. They already could. He was asking if machines could imitate humans so well we couldn't tell the difference. The goal was never intelligence. It was deception. The first AI program ever, 1951, Christopher Strachey's Checkers program. This wasn't just a game. It was the first time a machine made decisions. Logic Theorist, 1955, first program to prove math theorems. Humans shocked that a machine found better proofs than humans. For the first time, humans weren't teaching machines answers. They were teaching them how to think. The birth of the word artificial intelligence, 1956, Dartmouth Conference. In the summer of 1956, a small group of scientists gathered at Dartmouth College. No press, no cameras, no idea that history was about to be made. They weren't trying to improve computers. They weren't trying to automate tasks. They were trying to build intelligence itself. One of them, John McCarthy, gave this idea a name. 2 words that would eventually reshape the world. Artificial intelligence. The goal sounded simple. So simple, in fact, that they believed it could be solved in a single summer. Make a machine that could reason, learn, understand language, improve itself. They thought the human mind was just a collection of rules. And once those rules were written down, intelligence would emerge. But this was their first mistake. Because intelligence isn't clean. It isn't logical. And it definitely isn't simple. What they had created wasn't just a research field. It was an expectation. And expectations would become AI's greatest enemy. When the dream collapsed, AI winter. At first, the money poured in. Governments believed thinking machines were just around the corner. Universities promised breakthroughs. Researchers made bold predictions. But year after year, nothing worked the way they said it would. Machines couldn't understand language. They couldn't see the world. They couldn't adapt. And slowly, patience ran out. Funding was cut. Projects were shut down. The phrase, artificial intelligence, became embarrassing to say out loud. This period became known as AI winter. Not because AI was impossible, but because belief froze. The problem wasn't the ideas. It was the hardware. Computers were weak. Data was scarce. And the world simply wasn't ready. So AI didn't disappear. It went underground. The idea that refused to die. While symbolic AI was failing, a different idea was quietly forming. Instead of teaching machines rules, what if we taught them patterns? What if a machine didn't need instructions? Only experience? This led to the creation of something inspired by the human brain. Neural networks. Early versions were crude, simple, fragile. One of the first was called the perceptron. It could recognize patterns, but barely. Critics mocked it. Researchers abandoned it. Funding vanished. And once again, AI fell asleep. But this time, it wasn't dead. It was waiting. Why AI came back stronger. Decades later, something changed. Not the idea. The world. Computers became faster. Data became abundant. The internet connected everything. Suddenly, machines had something they'd never had before. Experience. Neural networks didn't need to be perfect. They needed to be fed. Millions of images. Billions of words. Endless repetition. And when those old ideas were reborn, they didn't just work. They exploded. The same concepts that failed in the 1960s now power facial recognition, speech generation, self-driving cars, and yes, ChatGPT. AI didn't suddenly become intelligent. We just finally gave it a world to learn from. Final chapter, the question we can't escape. The first AI researchers wanted to imitate humans. Today, AI can write, create, strategize, sometimes faster than us, sometimes better. And that brings us back to the original question. Not can machines think, but what happens when they don't need to? Because intelligence doesn't have to look like us. And the future of AI may not be about replacing humans, but redefining what intelligence really means. This story didn't begin with ChatGPT, and it definitely doesn't end here.